Hey everyone, Jeff here, and I hope you guys have had a great Palm Sunday. I know we have. Tonight, I just want to talk to you about something that's kind of pre-Easter, right? When you think about things, right? And tonight, I'm gonna read just a little something. Let me grab my glasses. Uh, Believe it or not, we're gonna read tonight out of Judges, all right? Judges 7, and just gonna read a small bit. We're gonna start verse 2, and it said, "The Lord said, Gideon, your army is too big. I can't let you win with this many soldiers. The Israelites would think that they had won the battle all by themselves and that I didn't have anything to do with it. So call your troops together and tell them that anyone who is really afraid uh, can leave Mount Gilead and go home." 22,000 men returned home, leaving Gideon with 10,000 soldiers. "Gideon," the Lord said, "you still have too many soldiers. Take them down to the spring, and I'll test them. I'll tell you which ones can go along with you and which ones must go back home." When Gideon led his army down to the spring, the Lord told him, "Watch how each man gets a drink of water. Then divide them into two groups, those who lap the water like a dog and those who kneel down to drink." 300 men scooped up water in their hands and lapped it, and the rest knelt down to get a drink. The Lord said, "Gideon, your army will be made up of everyone who lapped the water from their hands. Send the others home. I'm going to rescue Israel by helping you with your army of 300 defeat the Midianites." Now, so I read you that, all right? And Gideon, so God, they had, what did it say? Something like 3,200 soldiers, maybe more than that, right? And God cut them down to 10,000, all right? Then he cut them down to 300, all right? And he took them down, and if I had time, I'd read you the whole story. And Gideon takes these 300 men, and he defeats the whole Midianite army, all right? And the reason I read that to you and talk to you about that story is God always does things his way, right? Not our way, right? A lot of times we think that we have to do things a certain way, or if something doesn't happen a certain way, then that can't be right. But guess what? Our way is not God's way, right? God does things differently, right? Just like what we're going to celebrate next week, Easter, right? Just like he sent his son down to earth to live a sinless life and to die on the cross for my sins and your sins. Right? And once again, you think about the Jews, and they thought, well, how can this be our Messiah, right? Because they weren't looking God's way. They were looking for their way. So that's what I want to leave you with pre-Easter, right? How are you doing things? Are you looking at things from your way of doing things, or are you looking at the way God would do things? Sometimes just because it doesn't happen the way you think it should happen doesn't mean God's not at work. All right. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday evening. I'll see a lot of you guys real early tomorrow morning.